everybody, if anybody's there yet. I don't think you are. That's okay. I am just going to pull it up on my laptop so that I can see everyone, because you're actually quite far away today. There we go. That's what I need. I am on. Perfect.
Oh. Sorry.
Alrighty. Morning, Tara. Hello, Mother. Alright, so I'm prepping clothes today. I've had to chop off my head so that you can see what's going on. The only tool I need today are my Fiskars scissors. I've got you on a laptop just beside me so that I can see everybody's comments, because today my phone is far too away. Hello, Linda. My finger is gross and feral. You probably can't see it. Trust me, you don't want to. I've put nude nail polish on the rest of my fingers so it's less obvious. So there will be no fun, exciting nails until it has grown out. I think it's grown about 1 millimeter since the damage. I basically have no nail on this finger. So it's gross, but it doesn't hurt anymore. So I can like hit it on stuff and it's fine. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Marion. Hello, Angela. Good morning, Yolanda. I assume that's how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, I apologize. So I am going to be making, this showed up this morning. So I got 2 spotlight orders. Everything comes in singles now, apparently. So this is the bluey fabric, and I need to make myself like a long sleeve, like jumpsuity type thing. So this is what we're going to cut out today. So this is how I store my patterns, by the way. Holy moly, lots of people. Good morning, everybody. Linda, another Linda. Helen, Lisa, another Linda. Anetta, and Karina's sewing room. Oh, you're in Norway. That's awesome. Londi. I can do Londi. Londi's much easier. I'll remember that. All right, and so because this is very blue and funky, I actually have no bottoms to match this. So I'm going to be also making these pants. So these will be videos, but today's live is just cutting out a whole bunch of stuff. So I've got lots to cut, and then I'll just give up when nobody wants to talk to me anymore. That's pretty much my plan. Morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning, and it is 5 minutes to 9. I'm on a little bit early because it turns out I suck at scheduling posts. I was trying to get it to schedule so that everybody could be ready. I don't know what I'm doing now, so it didn't really work out the way I wanted. And that's okay. So this is how I store all of my patterns, and then they live in a filing cabinet, and they're all in order. And it's not an OCD thing. It is because I don't want to double up on buying patterns. I never have so far because I'm awesome, because of my system. So I store them the same way that Spotlight or the shops do. So I do them brand and then number order. And then they live in here because this is the pattern. And then in the folder is all the sizes I've cut out. Now, obviously, I'm only one size, but sometimes I do make things for friends and they're a different size to me. So if I cut out their size, I will put it in a separate bag in case I ever make them again or I change size or whatever. So that's how I'm storing all of this. 11:55 in the UK. Yeah, I know there's no real good time for me to do a live where everybody can watch it live, unfortunately. Like in Australia, anybody that doesn't have like a day job can't watch this or can watch this, and everybody with a day job will miss out. And then in the States, I think it's around 4, but then the UK is like middle of the night. So unfortunately, I just do them when I can, and that is now. So these are actually very easy, these jumpsuits, for anybody that wants to get into sewing. There's not many pieces. So there's a front, a back, a neckband. I never do that bit, not gonna lie. And then this is an elastic guide. So technically I don't have to cut this out of fabric. And then a sleeve. So there's essentially 4 pieces to this pattern, which is cool. Also, they're doing bomb testing or whatever today again, so you're probably going to hear random crashes. I've already had some this morning. It is very cool I have a worldwide audience. I'm almost famous. I say almost because I'm not actually, but that's okay. This is bluey fabric. I got it from Spotlight. It is a stretchy one. So it is cotton spandex. So it's stretchy in both directions, which is perfect for bodysuits. Well, there you go. 7 p.m. in the US. That's cool. So, most of these pattern pieces are on the fold, but if I just did it on the fold, I wouldn't get it out of the meter that I bought. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it down so I've got minimal wastage. So I obviously don't want to get the actual selvage edge. I want it all to be printed like that. And then I can just shuffle this back. Oops, that was too far. Like that. And then these are my pattern weights. They are just really big nuts from Spotlight. Not Spotlight, Bunnings. I think they were like 69 cents each. Cheapest pattern weights. The only way they'd be cheaper is if you've got stuff lying around your house. Hubby did have some, but because they lived in the shed, I assumed they'd be dirty. So I didn't want to use them. I did contemplate spray painting them green because that's who I am, but I just haven't got around to it yet. All right. Get all of that out of the way. Oh, also, for anybody that's not on Facebook but is watching this, I have opened up the workshop spaces. So I think there's only a couple of spaces left. We'll be making the floozy. I have started the swag bags and started filling them full of goodies. You'll also notice when I cut, I'm going to move around the whole fabric. I don't stand still and try and work my arm. It's not good for your wrist. So I move with the pattern. And the pattern weights I mainly just put in the corners to hold them steady. Also, if we get time, after I cut this and the pants, I've also got the blue dress with the big sleeves that I promised that I'm going to make. We're doing that as well. Right. So that is one piece done. Now, I actually just fold it with itself. I need a tub. I'm out of tubs. And then I'm going to chop here and there, because that bit is useless to me. And I've brought the bin over to make this much, much easier. And so then I'm going to do the next bit. So I'm going to fold again. Now this is non-directional. Everybody's facing every which direction, which is awesome, because it means it doesn't matter which way I put it. So I'm going to take the other one that I need to do in half. And I just need to move it like a little bit more. Oh no, this one's not in half, sorry. This is the back. It's almost in half. Nope, a little bit more. That should be enough. Should I buy tubs for your birthday? No, I'm trying to just have the 10. But I've got a lot of stuff cut out, but it's all stuff that I'm going to do real videos on. It's not something I've already done, or the rest of the drawers are full of whippersnappers. And I did that live last week, and I figure you don't just want to watch me make the same thing over and over and over. Because I'm going to a horse show and having like a stall. So I'm taking horse show stuff, but it only means I'm taking like 6 different items. And one of them is the Wench Wallet, and I haven't released it yet, so I can't let you see what I'm doing. Because then that's just me. That's like teasing. So again, I'm going to move around the fabric. And even though I have to cut this edge here, I'm actually going to do that one last, because I find it easier. But Wench Wallet, I'm hopefully going to get some time on the computer tomorrow, I'm hoping. So I'm going to do the alterations, and then I think nearly all of my testers have finished, so I can release the Wench Wallet. Next up is going to be the free pattern after that, which is going to be the drink bottle holder. And it's been a pretty close tie between you guys wanting square and round base. So I am actually going to offer the pattern with both because I have worked out a way to do that easily. My granddaughter loves Bluey. I have thought about making her a gypsy. Ooh, you should do that. That would be awesome. I made my child a shirt and then a matching one for Daddy. So they're going to match at the party. I thought about making me matching too, but I wanted to wear something warm. And this is body hugging, so I'm going to be warm. Because lately it's been like very cold here. Like a top of 17 degrees. Okay. I love Gypsy. I think it's a really cute little bag. By the way, I'm doing a competition closer to Halloween because I'm going to make the Gypsy bag my like lolly carrying bag or candy or whatever you call it. So I'm going to make one for my child and I'm going to run a competition. So everybody that makes one for their child, you're going to the draw to win something. I haven't decided if it's like templates or a voucher for my store or, you know, the new 2 patterns or something. I don't know. But that is my plan. I will be running a competition closer to Halloween. If I get some time, I would also love to run a swapsy. I call them swapsies because I'm childish. So it's where you get like a random person in the world and you make them and it will all be the same pattern. I would love to run another one. I will need someone to volunteer to help me because it takes a lot of my time and it's really hard for me to organize everything by myself. I'm a one-woman show over here. But anyway, so I will be doing a swapsy before the end of the year. I was thinking maybe closer to Christmas so that everybody will get like a Christmas present. We'll see. We'll see when I've got time. Hi, Rena. All right, so we're cutting the sleeves now. I have heaps of time. Awesome. It's mainly, so the only time that I really need help is to follow up when people have not sent theirs. Because sometimes like things get in the way or somebody gets very ill and I understand all these things, but sometimes I have to chase up like a lot of people and I don't necessarily have time to chase up everyone. I'm happy to make a few extras to send out to people that would potentially miss out because I don't let anybody miss out in my swapsy. But if you don't send one, I will blacklist you from further events. Will be how that works. Unless, like, if you don't let me know. Obviously, if something comes up, you know, medical or your machine's broken or your house burns down, obviously that's not going to get you blacklisted. Like, I'm not horrible. But if you just decide never to send something, I will probably have to blacklist you from further thingos. And again, it's only ever like, I don't know. I've never had a lot of people not do it. But there's always a few. So this, by the way, it was 1 meter. So I'm getting this whole thing out of 1 meter. I've got to do a neckband. And if I leave this, I can make myself like a matchy scrunchie or a headband from this bit here. So I'm going to come over here to do my neckband, which is that one. Yes. And that's my neck. Just making sure. Yes. Hubby took his motorbike to work today. He's very excited. That's what that noise just was. I tuned it out until just then. What are the weights that I'm using? Really, really big nuts. They're nuts and the long bit's the bolts. I always get confused. So they're just nuts from Bunnings because they're heavy. So I just picked the biggest ones I had. They're like 69 cents each at Bunnings. They're on the bottom shelf in the nuts and bolts section. And they work really well. like really, really well. I love them. They're amazing. Now, to cut straight things, I tend to like to use a ruler and a rotary cutter. So I'm just going to cut that like that. Cut off an end. Because this, obviously, because it's been in the bag, it's not exactly sitting terribly straight. And then I'm going to do the short edge there, and then I'll do that so that I can see where I've got to line it up at. And voila, perfectly straight. So I'm not good at using these around curves unless it's around a template, which we have got to cut out a whippersnapper for a custom order. So we'll be doing that today as well. Right, so that is left over, but I'm going to make a headband out of that bit because I can, and maybe scrunchie or earrings or I don't know. So I'm not going to throw that out. I'm going to put that over there. And then normally this would go in a tub and then into the drawers. But it's going to go in here because I'm currently out of tubs. So that is now one project ready to go. So I can stick that over on the sewing machine. I think I'm still half asleep, not going to lie. Get rid of that. All right, so next up we are doing the white pants. I know it's really hard to see. I love this pattern. I've made these pants a lot. They make me happy, these pants. So I'm using, this is Panama stretch suiting. It's not actually stretchy. I'm not sure why they call it Panama stretch. There is no stretch in it. But it's very, very kind of movey. Moves around a lot. But these will be nice. See, there's those bombs I was talking about. So, with pants and stuff, I always start with the big bits. These are like a wide leg pant. I love these. I've made this pattern several times. I am a fan. That's the shorts version, obviously. And you can do like a cool cuff. So I make them for summer. I'm actually probably going to make a lot of the shorts out of the leftovers from all of my Panama stretch that I've got from jackets. Nick of Time Textiles. I haven't heard of them. There's lots of awesome fabric shops popping up. I'm quite excited, although I am still trying to get through my ridiculous stash. Pockets. What's this bit? Front view C. What? No, that's a skirt. We don't need that. So all of size 10 pieces are in the one container if you can't half tell. So I have to go through and make sure I'm only getting the bits for the pants. So I do that before I lay out my fabric. I ordered some sweatshirt hoodie fabric. Cool. A fly. The rest of the pocket. Waistband. Waistband. More waistband. Cool. Wait. Pocket facing C. We're not making C. So we don't need that one. And the fly bit. Whoa, what just happened there? All I can see is someone named iCarly just did something naughty. I don't know, I missed it. I wasn't watching. What did I miss? Are they spamming me with gross sex stuff? I don't know. I missed it, but thank you for deleting it. This is why I need mods. Alright, so these are all the bits. I always do the small bits last because they can be done. So I need to do the big long pants parts first. And this is where it helps to have a really big table, by the way. understand what people expect to achieve by spamming me. Like, it actually baffles me. I don't understand what the end goal is. Now, this may or may not be wide enough to do both of them next to each other. I always like to check because that's obviously the easiest way. So this is 150 wide, and I am going to get both of them together. Look at that. Fabulous. Ha! I'm excited. Love it when it works out. So I like to try and have it all as flat as possible. So I am actually going to pull out my mat and stick it on the floor. Always leave it flat or it'll get a bow in it. That's why I always stick it flat on the floor. Ugh. So I'm laying that out nice and gloriously flat. And I want to get as close to the edge as possible because I don't like wasting fabric, and I can either make shorts or a jacket or something from that end. Tori, what do you use for tracing paper onto other paper? So this is actually trace and toil. It's also called pattern trace. It's a fabric, kind of. It's like non-woven thin interfacing. So it's flexible, but it doesn't tear like paper. It's stronger than paper. And when I lay it over a pattern, you can actually see all the lines underneath. So depending on what you call it is what it's called. I don't use butcher's paper. A, because it's harder to find, and B, because paper tears, and it's also thick and bulky to store, whereas this stuff is really thin. So in Australia, it's called pattern trace or trace and toil. Overseas, it's called like German pattern something or something like that. I don't know what it's called overseas, but if you said you want trace and toil or pattern trace, people that sew should know what it is. You can also just use like a thin non-woven interfacing because you will be able to see through that as well if you use a white one. Whoops. So I buy this, Spotlight has it in like 10-meter rolls. If you're in Australia, or they used to do it, was McCall's Pattern Trace. They now also sell it by the meter. I can get this in, and if enough of you want it, I can get a roll of this in because I'll be able to sell it cheaper than Spotlight. But it lasts really long, so I quite like it. I might... No, okay. So it won't quite make it right here. So I'm just going to move it down like that so that they can be close-ish to each other. And this part here will use one of these bits like that. See? Or the fly. So that little bit, even though I had to move it down, it will all still be used up. And that's why we always place the big bits first. But yeah, I can get this stuff in. I think I have to buy like a 100-meter roll or something crazy. But I'm happy to get it in if enough of you would like me to get it in for you. It's not Olifun. That stuff in Australia is called EnviroCloth. So Olifun overseas is EnviroCloth in Australia. Spotlight does sell that. But this stuff, it's very similar, but it's thinner and more see-through. There you go. That's what it's called in Norway. I can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. Looks like monster flies, which is obviously wrong. I'm aware of that. I can definitely post photos of this stuff in the Facebook group. I have no worries about doing that. But this is what I use to trace all of my clothing patterns. Like all of them. Swedish tracing paper. There you go. See? Somebody always knows overseas. I love it. You guys are so helpful. Makes me happy. Can you hear the bombs? I don't know if you can hear it, but my windows have started vibrating. I'm moving with it. I'm not making my hand do all the work. I'm moving my whole body with the cutting. Doesn't hurt as much. I did pronounce it perfect. Oh, that's cool. Look at me go. Monster flies. I like that it's called Monster. Not gonna lie, it's very cool. And so then I'm going to move back up here and I'm going to cut down the other way because I can't get to that side, otherwise I'd cut up, but the whole table's in the way. So I'm going to come back to the top and go down again. I know this seems like a lot of effort that I'm moving around a lot, but it hurts my arm the least amount doing it this way. So if you're on the ground cutting, get on your knees and move around your pattern as you cut it. You will find that it's easier than trying to sit in one spot, stretching your arm like this. Your arm will get tired really fast. Same as when I'm clipping things. I always do it in my lap when I'm sitting at the computer because doing it forward like this makes my arms tired. All right. My bin's also in my way, so I'm going to move that now too. So that's one piece done. I just bought a bunch of heavy washers for weights. Love it. You can pretend that it was your idea and he can think you're clever. I have no objections. Do it. You can tell him all my ideas are your ideas. I don't mind at all. I'm not worried. Most of these ideas weren't mine originally anyway. Somebody has come up with everything at least once before. Like the Tory pocket. I'm sure that's not actually my idea to have that size. I just like it and I had to call it something. So it's called the Tory pocket. It's probably not actually called that, but I've called it that, and it's fine. All right, so I'm going to cut here and then across, and I'm going to chop all the way across and chop this bit off. So I've still got this much for the rest of the pieces. I actually didn't have as much of this as I thought. I must have bought less blue than the other colours. But I can't remember why, but there was a pattern I wanted to make and I bought a heap of the Panama suiting in a whole bunch of colours, and then by the time it arrived I forgot what I was trying to make. So I now just have a cupboard of like 6 different colours of Panama suiting. Yeah, I don't know. You'll also notice I didn't try and drag this closer. Because it's a slippery fabric, it wouldn't have worked, and then I would have spent the next 5 minutes trying to adjust it. Dawn, we are prepping currently a pair of pants. At the start of this, we also did a bodysuit. This is what I'm going to wear to my child's birthday party because I don't have any blue pants. Now, as much as I don't want to drag this closer, cutting that other side is going to be difficult that far away. So I'm trying to put as much pressure at both ends as possible and drag it over like that so it doesn't shift under the pattern weights. If you're finding it is shifting, add more weights. I have a heap of these. So I've still got another 3 that I'm not currently using for this. You can have as many or as few as you want. Depending on how many clothes you make will be dependent on how many you need. I'm also a big believer of try and use all your scissors. So I know I just did it, but you shouldn't do lots of little cuts. Try and use the whole blade because then they will blunten more evenly and you won't hurt your hand as much. I took a break from fabric today and was woodworking. Ooh, what were you making? I need to do some wood stuff. I have a cupboard that I'd like to restore before the workshop because it looks really bad. My child drew all over it. Whether I get to it or not's a whole other thing, but I'd like to. Now, all of my patterns, by the way, have got this vertical line with arrows. That's to make sure that I have the line in line with the edge of the fabric, so that any stretch the fabric may have is going in the right direction. They are important to mark on your patterns. Diamond painting was cross stitching. Oh, that's cool. I used to do heaps of cross stitches. There's a website that will convert any like photo you have into a cross stitch pattern for you. I did it once. Took me like 3 solid weeks of doing nothing but cross stitch to finish it, but it was pretty cool. The top of my cutting table was very similar to the one you have. I covered it with a pretty contact. Oh, that's cool. I did think about fixing this and making it prettier, but then I got to the point of why bother? Because I'm going to move, because there's a join here, there's a good chance that they're going to wreck it when we move, because they wreck everything when we move. So thank you for that, Toll. When we buy a house and I have like a forever sewing room, things might, and I can't promise that, but they might get a bit fancier. I don't know. Always keep the bin with you too. It's so much easier to clean as you go. You'll get less, because there's lots of little pieces in this pattern. It's easier to put them in the bin as you go than try and have to come back and then realize which ones are rubbish and which ones are pattern pieces. My husband got his snap maker today. Ooh, that's exciting. That is very cool. I can't see the explosions outside. They're not like around the corner. They're like 10, 20 Ks away. But they're up in hills, and we live in like the gully where so then there's hills and then there's us down here. So we hear everything. I can't just go outside and watch them blow stuff up. I wish I could. I would totally go. But it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. And they're all like training, so I wouldn't really want to be too close either. Now these will need interfacing. So you interface the waistband part, which is this bit here, or part of it. But I will be using my woven medium because you don't want it too thick. And I won't be doing that on camera because trying to move that without making everybody motion sickness is not ideal. I'm still waiting for something to hold cones of thread. Oh, so I did ask my husband for a present for something like that. So what I actually want, underneath my embroidery machine, I've currently got like 2 shelves. And so all my threads are just thrown in boxes, color coordinated like that. What I want to do is I want to make vertical drawers. So they're like skinny like this with like 4 shelves to put all the thread on. I don't think we have time between now and my birthday, but that's what I wanted. I want vertical shelves underneath that cabinet. I think it would be amazing. Alright, so that one is the pocket yoke, and that's the pocket facing. So I don't think I'll be able to make anything out of the rest of this, but that's not going to stop me from trying to save as much as possible, because that's just who I am. I don't like to waste fabric. See, look at that. So I've still got all of that. So I could use this part here as a base for a bag. I could interface it and embroider on it and make like a nice navy bag out of this. This fabric is Panama Stretch. I bought mine on, I think it was East Coast Fabrics, I think. Either way, it was online because it was cheaper than Spotlight. And they had more colours than Spotlight. That was the other reason. So I've actually got this fabric in navy, dark green, lime green, purple. That might be it. Actually, I might have just bought 4, not 6. So I wanted to make a bunch of jackets. So this is the lime green jacket I still have to do a video for. I have cut it out. I keep bringing it up. I will get to it. I really want to wear it. I think it'll be fabulous. I've also, the reason we're doing this, I went through all of my fabrics that are like my personal clothing stash, I guess you'd call it. And there was a lot in there. Oops. I need to cut 2 of these too, by the way. 2 on the fold. This is like the back. So I've got so much fabric, I need to start using it. And I was actually going to cut out a jumpsuit and then do the live video, but then I got sidetracked with all the things I want to make, which is why we now have like tubs over here for me to cut out. I do have one jumpsuit here ready to cut. These are both going to be the bell sleeve dresses. So we're going to cut that next because I know a lot of people are waiting for that video. And it'll be a really nice winter dress and I can wear tights under it and I'll be warm. And the sleeves are going to be fabulous. They like come out like this. So anyway. I will still be doing bag videos. I need to go back and do some of the swoon ones I've got sitting there. Right. There and there. So I always fold it in half and then add it to the pile because it's less likely to like fall off. Because some of these pattern pieces are actually quite similar. Oh, I only need one of them, so I'll cut that in a second. And I've got black in the overlocker. So I will overlock this in black, but not the jumps, the bodysuit. Rainy, snowy Colorado. We are going to the snow this year. Turns out my husband has never seen snow, ever. So snow in winter, when we get a little bit more wintry, there's like a mountain that's like 2 hours from us and it snows. So we're totally going there. It's going to be cool. Actually, it's going to be freezing and probably give me asthma, but at least everybody will get to see snow. Just remember, don't eat soup when you're wearing those sleeves. Okay, I promise I will trust you on that. I actually think I'm going to wear, this is probably what I wear to the workshop. So excited for the workshop. And for those that are coming, I don't know who's actually coming, but if you're watching and you're coming, I'm also going to let you have discount on all of this. I'm going to do a discount for people that show up. You can either spend it on the day or I'll give you a code to use for later on. Because that's just cool. Ugh. You are very welcome, Joanne. I like teaching. I like inspiring. That's why I started a Facebook group, so that everyone can just be themselves and write whatever, and I'm not super fussy. I just don't do religion in my group because it starts too many arguments. I'm not interested in arguments. We're all chill. Well, I'm chill. I think I'm chill. I don't like drama. So I just don't do it. That's okay, Teresa. We are just cutting and cutting and cutting. And that's all I'm doing today. I've still got like so many more things to cut. I'm also going to do some different jumpsuits. I have this really cool one down here. I got this pattern and I need to make it. And I want to make this one here with the fancy legs. And I'm going to do it in solid green. So I've got this like cool teal color. So this is one that I need to do, but I also need to trace this, which is why I'm not doing it now. But that is definitely going to be a glorious jumpsuit. I don't know where I'll wear it. I don't think it matters. I just want it. Around we go. It's so weird thinking of the fact that you were getting winter. Yeah, it's getting really cold here. Like the horses don't have their rugs off anymore. They just live in them day and night. Except obviously if we're riding. But I can't ride in the cold. It gives me asthma. So my horse is basically on sabbatical for 6 months. Or at least 3 till it gets warmer. If we ever get nice days, I'll go out and play with him. But it's just really cold. And there's no like indoor place to ride him. It's just out. And it's very windy where I live too, which does not help my cause. So this is part of the fly I'm cutting right now. Gets folded like this and then overlocked, and it's like the back piece behind the fly so that you can't see your undies when you open your pants. Just if anybody was wondering what that weird shape was. Because when I first made them, I was wondering what the weird shape was. So there's actually quite a lot here. So I will turn this into bag or bags, or a bag and a wallet, and do like matching embroidery. It's a really nice navy. So that gets put in the I'll deal with it another day pile. But I do still fold it up nicely. Like that. And then that'll go in a cupboard that I currently can't get to because the laptop's in the way. Oh, that's cool. 2 days. That's pretty good. 2 days is really good delivery. The guy that makes them for me is absolutely amazing. He is so fast. All right, what do I want to do next? I think I want to do this. What's that? New Look 6873, that's this. So on here, I also write what it is and the size that it is so that if, like just then, I didn't put it away, I know where it lives. So that goes in there like so. And again, normally that would go in a tub, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to push it over there out of my way. And I'm going to move all of these off. There's lots today. I love it when you all join me. I'm not really doing anything too exciting, although I am very excited about this. So I got a pink and a blue. Now this is polyester, but it's Linen Look polyester. So it's got like this cool, I can't get close enough because my table's too far, but it's got this really cool like linen like pattern in it. It's just polyester. And I got this off the Spotlight clearance table, and I got it when it was like on sale. So I think this fabric was about $3 a meter when I bought it, which is crazy cheap. And I got it in the true, like they're winterish colors, which is why I'm going to make this dress. So this pattern stuff is a little bit different to the other pattern stuff. This is actually, I mean, it's the same. It still doesn't tear and stuff, but it's more see-through than the other one, which is kind of cool. Should I do pink or blue first? I don't know which one I should do. I don't know. I like them both. It's very hard to decide. It's like dusty pink or tealy blue. Pink? Everyone said pink. Blue, blue, pink, pink, blue. Ah! All right, you know what? Why don't we cut both while we're here? I've got nothing better to do today. So this has been pre-washed, and I'm pretty sure I ironed it, but then I folded it. And it's 150 wide. So this is currently folded in half. So it's quite, it is quite wide. The blue looks like mint. That'll be my, I don't have like a lighting on me today because I'm not at my at my sewing machine. It makes it a little bit harder. I know my lighting's not best. There is a light like right here above me. And it has got a white globe, not a yellow one, but... So that's the sleeve, guys. Look at the sleeve. It's huge. So this pattern is a Vogue pattern, and I'm making A, which is the pink one. I can't get it any closer. Ugh. So I'm doing bell sleeves on a fabulous dress with buttons all down the front of it. I won't need to iron this because they're not, the creases that are in them aren't like where it's folded on itself like this. If I had creases like that, I would have to iron it. But that's just like a dint where the fold was, so it'll be fine. If the creases were worse, I would definitely iron it, but I actually already ironed it before I put it in the tub. So that is the set. So I've actually marked all of the buttonholes on here. So what I write on a pattern, just if anyone's interested, I put Vogue V9345, which is the pattern, if anybody wants to make it. I put the piece number, which is 15, and I put it in a circle. And then I also tell myself what it is. So it's skirt front, cut to size 10. That's all the information I need to know about what's going on with this pattern. And then this here, again, you probably can't see it. There's a line here, so that has to be in line with the selvage edge. And then the rest is, that's just a center front line because the buttons overlap. So the pattern is Vogue V9345. I love making clothes. Most of my wardrobe, and when I say most of my wardrobe, I've only made about half of my jumpers / jackets, and I don't make jeans because I don't feel the need. But literally all of my dresses, all of my shirts, not t-shirts, but like button-up shirts, and then half of my jackets are all made by me. And I do also make pants, just not jeans. So my wardrobe is like super custom. I won't walk down the street and somebody's wearing the same thing as me, ever. Will never ever happen. And I like it that way. All right, what do we got? So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do this. So I have to cut 2 for the center back. So we do put a seam down the back of the skirt. So I'm going to put that one there. Then I'm going to, and this one has to go on a fold. So I might even put that one here. I like to put them out before I start cutting so that I can get the most out of my fabric, because the leftover of this would also make a really nice handbag. V is in Victoria. Vogue. V is in Vogue. So the number, Butterick, is always Butterick and then B for Butterick. Simply, simplicity, or simplicity, S something something. So it's the number at the front is like a shorter way of saying the pattern name. That's how they work that out, for anyone that's interested. All right, that's another on the fold. So that'll go down there. What I love making clothes. Love it. Wouldn't give it up. I don't sell clothes because everybody's body shape is different, and I don't tailor. Like, I can't make this pattern from nothing, but I will quite happily use the pattern to make myself cool stuff. Right? So see that? I have got most of my little pieces in that section there because I'm maneuvering them around. There's only one more left, and then the rest is for sleeves and stuff. This is going to have beautiful, huge sleeves. And so this year for Halloween, my child gets to pick what I am, and he wants me to be a witch. Last year I had to be a pumpkin, which was tragic. This year I'm going to be a witch. So I've bought myself some green and black panne velvet just because it's cheap and I'm going to wear it once. But that will be a video, and depending on how this dress comes out, this might be my witchy dress with the big sleeves. Or I might just take the big sleeves from this and add it to a different dress. Because you can do that, just so you all know. Morning, Alina. All right. Where's my scissors? It is morning where I am. It is 9:43 a.m. That's why I say morning. The fact that you're questioning that means it's not morning where you live. Okay. So again, I'm trying to do nice, big, flowing cuts. If you're doing big cuts, you'll find you'll get less of those zigzag issues when you're cutting. Especially with clothes, because there's more curves in clothes than there is in bags. Do I have to cut two? I think I have to cut two of these. Just quietly. Nice big cuts. You can come from either side. You'll notice that I keep moving my body around the fabric. Right. Seven hours behind. That's cool. Hi, Brooke. So I'm going to try. Now, I obviously can't promise this because life gets in the way, but I'm going to try and make Wednesdays live video day. So I don't know what I'll do. Usually I will be sewing. I just only have whippersnappers cut out, and that was literally last week's live. And I really want to make this dress. So by doing it and cutting it alive, I'm hoping that you guys will all pester me to make sure I do the video sooner rather than later. Although after this, I have to go back to making stuff for the horse show. So it won't be today. Throw that in the bin. Again, fold it in half, and then I'm going to put it in the tub. So normally, I've got a tub for every project, and I fold it in half, put it in the tub. Have fun with that. Alright. So these bits are still the two last big bits I have to do, so I'm just going to pop them there. Try and move around your pattern piece. Right. Also, one year in the near future, I have decided that anybody that knows Lord of the Rings, I would like me and my horse to dress up as one of the ring wraiths, because I think that would be the coolest thing in the universe. And I would just like walk around the streets freaking out children. Ooh, siren. I actually have to make a lot of sirens, so next week's live is probably going to be a siren. And I found this cool tool that I bought. It was like $30, but it's going to be worth it. So I can splice rope to have a continuous loop. I'm quite excited about that. I need to freak out the children. It's Halloween. It's supposed to be scary. So riding around on a big horse that looks like it's a freaky horse would just be like the coolest thing ever. And I would do it here, but I'm not allowed to bring the horses on base because I already tried to have this conversation. Who else is starting their post-COVID diet? Oh, that would be me. I'm definitely on a post-COVID diet, but I got back into my pants that I made. So I made these awesome green cheetah print kind of camo looking pants. And I always make a size 10 because it just, as a general rule, I fit size 10 in the pattern pieces. And I made it and it didn't fit. And I was a little bit devastated. So I stopped eating chocolate for a week and a half and now I fit into the pants. And I'm trying to drink more water and eat less junk food. I'm trying to replace chocolate with like apples and kiwi fruit and like yummy berries. But the price of berries also just skyrocketed because they're now out of season. Hi, Maria. That's okay. You're allowed to be late. We're cutting and prepping clothing. Lots of clothing, and I have to do a whippersnapper. So I'm going to show you how I cut the whippersnapper with my acrylic templates after I've done this dress. It's going to be fabulous, and I'm excited. I'm also going to have to get thread that matches this dusty pink and the blue. So I might go back to the fabric shop today and get it. And you never know, this might be tomorrow's video. Since I don't really have anything. Oh, actually, no, it might be a black shirt. Because I've got a black shirt I've got to do too. So again, I'm moving around the pattern. And then I have to cut this in half because it says not to have it needs a join there, which is kind of annoying, but I assume it matches up with something and that's why we're doing it. Right. What have I missed? We need a pic or a film of me freaking people out. If I ever get around to it, I promise it's going to happen. I also want to get like the metal gloves and the metal shoes and make it super authentic. Because I'm ridiculous. And I just think it'd be the coolest costume ever. I'm sure you're sad to go to fabric shop. So, I'm actually back on my fabric ban and I'll show you why. It's full. There's more shelves above it, which are also full. This is, and none of this, except this little bit over here, everything else is so I can make bags and stuff. So I feel like I've probably got enough. So, I'm back on a fabric ban, and last time I got off the fabric ban, I actually just went and bought printed vinyl because I didn't have any. I've only got my awesome Pacifica vinyl, but I wanted printed stuff to do the Wench Wallets. So I'm back on my ban. I don't know how long it'll last, but I did go to the shop yesterday and I only bought the thread I needed. So, you know, that way. There we go. I am trying very, very hard to get through that fabric. I'd like to have very minimal for when we move at the end of the year. That's what I would like. Now, see this? You probably can't see this. See these wrinkles here? I have to make sure that when I put this on, that they're not in the way. So that's on a fold. So you just have to smooth them out and then put one of these on it. And that solves that problem. And then this is the front of the skirt. And it wants to be like that. Oh, no, that one can stay there. That's fine. I've also got this, but that, even though that fits there, that's not the way the fabric needs to go. And by the look of it, that's also meant to be in a fold. That's the collar. My son keeps asking if I have enough. I mean, it's relevant, right? If I made all of that fabric into, let's say, big baby bags, I'd probably only get 50 bags if I did the big ones. So all my pieces of fabric, even though there's a lot of individual pieces, they're all a meter or less. So, you know, like bag and a wallet, maybe 2 wallets, and the piece of fabric's gone. It's all just time. I'm currently concentrating on whippersnappers, and I'm doing all vinyl whippersnappers for the horse people, so I'm not actually using any of the fabric except waterproof canvas out of the cupboard. So even though I'm doing a lot of sewing, my fabric stash is not actually diminishing. buy than fabric in life. You could be gambling your money and getting nothing for it. You could be, I don't know, buying junk food. Cut one of them. Yeah, cool. Oops. Single thread. I missed. Next year, if I start doing subscription boxes, the leftover fabric will be sold individually as well, guys. So I'm not going to just start selling fabric, but I am considering I'll have to buy like a roll for all the subscriptions. Oh, for those that weren't here at the start of this, the free pattern that's coming up when I reach 10,000 people, it's going to have the option of a square and a round base. I decided to give you both since you're all pretty on the fence about which one you want. I do have an embroidery machine. It is a Brother Enovus 6700D for dog. It's called the Quattro 2. The biggest hoop is 8 by 12 inches, which is almost an A4 piece of paper, which I think is awesome. Pattern for sale of a dog training gear bag. What gear do you need for dog training would be my first question. Because if it's just treats, I would highly recommend the Whippersnapper because the front pocket you can just put treats in. If you use waterproof canvas, it's also easy to wash. All right, so sleeve and then 2 of those. So this is the sleeve for those that weren't here a second ago. So it's going to be, I can show you, we can pretend to put it on. That's what it's going to look like, the sleeve. Obviously a little bit shorter because of the seam allowance, but that will be my sleeve. Oh, so excited. That's cool. What kind of art do you do? Because I need to decorate my walls. I need someone who's digitally graphically cool so that they can do me as an avatar because I can't do it. And I really want to. I can think of so many cool reasons to have one. Alright, so there, like that, because I still need to do 1 more of these, which will go there in the fold because I flipped the fabric for anyone that missed that, and then I need to do 2 of them, but I could probably do 1 there. I'll make it work. Or I could do that one there, and then that one there, and that one there. Ha! That's a better idea. Let's do that. See, you have to lay them out first. So this, I'm pretty sure I bought 3 meters from memory, or maybe 3.5. I don't know. I didn't measure it. And it will just get this dress, which is good because I technically should have laid all the pieces out, and I didn't because I was being lazy. / naughty. You can look at that however you like. Oh, I just missed a heap of stuff. Hi, Dion. Tori, are you planning to use PUL fabric for the water bottles? I'm going to use my waterproof canvas, and I actually, hold on, it's here. Ugh. Instead of fleece interfacing, for my ones, am going to put the heat stuff. So this is called Inchel Bright. I'm going to try and get a roll of it in for you guys. So what it does is it's actually designed for oven mitt so that you don't burn your hand. But in the same principle, it's going to keep the cold in. So I'm going to put this inside mine instead of just fusible fleece. And I'm going to use waterproof canvas. And then they're going to keep your bottle cold. When they sweat, you can just wipe it dry because it's waterproof canvas. And then do funky stuff on the outside. that is my plan for that. Do you need to follow the grain of the fabric when making bags? Generally speaking, the pattern is put in the way that you'll want to follow the grain, but you don't have to because you interface it. So it's not going to stretch the wrong way if you don't. Bye. Carry leashes, collars, toys, etc. Again, I could recommend Siren because dirt falls through, and this top kind of cinches up. So if you need something to just throw in and go, you could do that. If you want a more structured bag for your shows, Stella by Swoon is like a big overnight bag. So that's pretty cool. Or you could do the Belle Baby bag by Swoon. It depends on what size you need. I currently use my Siren to go shopping. So when you guys do all your orders, I put all the bags, all the green bags go inside my Siren, and then I can just carry it down the street. I love my Siren. I love that bag. I think it was a brilliant idea. And you can fit like 3 towels. So they are pretty huge. So I would recommend that. Otherwise, I don't know. It depends on if you want a structured bag or more of a tote. You could do the EDT because that's pretty big. It's like 17 inches wide. I need to message you what my daughter does. She draws awesome pics. That's pretty cool. You can get PUL around. I am not getting it in. I'm going to tell you that right now because I get my waterproof canvas. And for those that don't know, I have ordered in some navy, yellow, dark green instead of all the light greens that I've got going on. I feel like I may or may not have ordered a brown. I don't remember. But it's the thin stuff like the pink. So my pink, I can't get in the thicker stuff like the other colors. I've tried, they won't make it. I've tried other companies, they don't do it either. So the thinner stuff, which is the grass green and the pink, I've now got the same thickness coming in navy and yellow and dark green and I think brown. Can't remember if I liked their brown or not. I've been trying to get tan because I know you guys all want like a neutral tan. It's way harder than it sounds. You contact them and they're not interested in doing new colors. They do what they want and that is it. Unless I bought 1,000 meters, which I do not have the money for. As a general rule, I've been buying 10 to 20 meters at a time. So I buy 10 meters of the less popular colors and 20 meters of like black, purple, pink, grass green. Alright, that is my glorious sleeve. Hallelujah. I make Siren. Siren is my bag. It is the beach bag. I'm not going to just choose my bags to tell you what to do. But for like a dog training bag, if you need treats, Siren's pretty much what it was designed for. It carries my horse treats, my phone, and my asthma puffer while I'm horse riding. Like that's why I designed it. Depending on what kind of bag you want to take to a dog show, the Siren does have the outer pockets and then the inner chucking section. And any dirt that you throw in with it would fall out. Not that I think that your dog's going to be dirty at a dog show, but like the water bottle, if it gets wet, it's just going to drip straight out the bottom, which is potentially a great idea. But you can put mesh in the bottom of any bag. And I should do that as a video. That would be quite entertaining. So I could take like a big overnight bag and then put mesh in the bottom instead. It's totally doable. I wonder if I fold this in half. I'm getting lazy now, so I would like to cut all of these at once. That's what I'm about to do. Line that up, fold it over. Like that. You just got to make sure that you're not going to miss anywhere. Line up that fold. And I can cut all 4 layers at once. Because this fabric is non-directional. If it was directional, you wouldn't do this, by the way. Actually, Kay Designs just did a free pattern called Senza. It's like a really long tote. Hi, Liz. It is. So I designed the siren bag. I called it siren because of the whole mermaid siren and it's a beach bag. Like I was trying to be smart there. I designed it to be a beach bag or like a pool bag. If you're going to like your mate's place with a pool, you just chuck your thongs and then the outside will hold a book and sunscreen and for me, my asthma puffer. And then you chuck your towels inside it. And then there's 2 zipper pockets that are really, really low. So you could put your keys and your phone so nobody will steal it because they won't see it because the pockets are so low inside the bag. That's why I've put them where they are. But you can just move the pockets if you don't like them there. Like, that's not a big deal. Okay, so that is not enough for me to make anything. So that bit's going in the bin. Boom. Making ostomy. What's an ostomy? Ostomy? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Oh, my phone, this is supposed to be on silent. Why are you not on silent? Who knows? All right. I have more if you guys want to hang around. I now want to do another one of my jumpsuits because I absolutely love that jumpsuit and I've been wearing it to death. So I have this very nice, again, it's green. I know I'm obsessed with green. You guys will get over it. It's like, I don't really know what fabric it is. I don't remember. Again, clearance table. I think this one was $4 a meter. It's like a thin cotton and it's pinstriped, which is kind of cool. So it's like army green pinstriped fabric. A cotton, I think. I don't remember. It might be polyester. It might be like a cotton feel polyester. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to make a jumpsuit out of this too. I do a lot. Okay, it's a medical bag. Okay, that's cool. All my bags have really different shapes. I don't know if my bags look like they're from the same designer. Like some designers, I look at them like, oh, I know who designed that without actually looking at the name of it. Because they've got a design and that's their kind of shape. I like it. I think it's really cool. Like I can look at a bag stock pattern and be like, that was bag stock. Or Aura Rosa, I know her patterns without actually knowing that they were her. Because they've got like a thing going. I don't think I have a thing. So my bags are really just, I don't know, I'm pulling inspiration from random shapes in the world. So this stuff is called Pattern Trace, or it might be called Trace and Toil, or the ladies, if the ladies could come back and write the answers as to what it's called where they live. There was one Monster Vly, which is in Norway. So depending on where you live, it's called different stuff. I just really like saying Monster Vly. I have no reason to anywhere else in the universe. My thing is I don't have a thing. You know what? That might actually be true. Okay, so it's one of those like those bags. I think I know what you're talking about. Easy Trace. There you go. Easy Trace, Pattern Trace. Trace and Toil. Or you can just use really thin, non-woven interfacing. There's also non-iron. So non-iron, non-woven interfacing would also work if you get it thin enough that you can see through. I think I'm going to try a hack with this pattern and make just the top half, not with this fabric, but with a different one. I'm going to make just the top half and just put like a thick band of elastic so it kind of stops about the same place as high-rise jeans would and turn it into just the top. I am going to try that and see if it works, and I will video it whether it works or not. So when I can't get Trace and Toil, and I really want to make a pattern, I will go and buy non-woven, I think it's like Form Fuse 1400 or something like that. Oh, not the Form Fuse one, the So Right. And I think that brand is Charles Parsons from memory. So I will buy alternatives, but I prefer, if I can get it, pattern trace or trace and toil. But I will substitute, like, these are very clearly not actually pattern weights. I will substitute things so that they work for me, because that's who I am. I'm impatient, and something else will work almost as good. And as sad as that is who I am at my core. And I'm pretty okay with it. Alright, so I'm going to move all of this. So this one is now done. This will now, like that, go into my drawers. Not that I'm going to do it now. I can't reach them from here. I will just stack it on the rest of the stuff I've got going on over there. Maybe I'll make the pink one and then I'll recut and do the video for the blue one so that I have a rough idea what I'm doing. That might be an idea. But either way, this one, if I record this, this will be a quick sew because I've technically already done this pattern. It's just that I purchased a pattern to make a romper for my daughter who is about your size and hate the flimsiness of patterns. I never cut my patterns, ever. These, I have already traced it out and I have folded it back up the way it came so it looks as new. If you take the extra time, you will get it to fold up the same way. I never cut these because if I decide to eat, 3 pounds of chocolate for the next year, I'm obviously not going to be a size 10 anymore or a small. So I would have to go and repurchase the pattern to make another one. Or if I lost a pattern piece, I would have to purchase another one. Whereas keeping it as a whole, I can trace from it as many times as I want. And if I lose one of those pattern pieces, I can just trace another one. It doesn't cost me however much every time. So sometimes patterns go on sale, but if you're desperate for it and you need a piece, you're going to have to pay like $25. I think they've gone up to now, which is a lot. Patterns at Spotlight are now between $22 and $25 each when they're not on sale. I personally won't buy them not on sale. I'm not that desperate to do stuff. I'm also thinking there might not be enough fabric for this romper now that I've opened this out. Hi, Hazel. Luckily for me, I can top and tail this pattern, but I need to lay out every single piece because I have a sneaking suspicion I can't make this. I don't think it's going to fit. See, that won't fit there. Oh, okay, so I can't do that one. Never mind. Not giving up. This will just have to be something else. Any thoughts on what I should make this? It's only probably 1.5 meters. Worst case scenario, I could make a skirt, but I don't think I'd wear it as a skirt, so it might have to be a top. So, that's okay. Bring this back. And this back. And I've got to cut this for a customer. So this fabric showed up this morning. I get my mail at like 7:30ish every morning. Either the guy drops it off or I pop down the 900 meters to the post office and get it because he lays them all out outside. Because we're on an army base, nobody's stealing anything. I do actually have the half and the full template. So I sell them as kits. So you can either buy that kit or that kit. I have both pieces. And I very rarely use the half one. But I do have to make this for a customer. So I might as well cut it now while I'm in cutting mode. I did not need a meter. So we're probably going to see this as a bag or something in the near future. Make a cardi, a dress. There's only about 1.5 meters. So it's probably going to have to be a top if it's anything. So this is going to be the accent part of a whippersnapper. She's asked for this as the main. Now, on my templates, I got these cool little circles, and they're basically like rubber stickers so that it won't slip around as much when I'm trying to cut. So she wants this and that bit, and I might center, because this is just a little flap, I don't know if I should center the skull or maybe the cat, because the cat fits nicely even within a seam allowance. And then she wanted like a faux leather look, which I just so happen to have because I have everything under here. So this one's from Spotlight. It's a bit thinner than my stuff, but it does still work really well for whippersnappers. So I did this. This is the same fabric I did when I did the live sewing the 2 Western style whippersnappers. So we're going to use that. I love costume patterns. I have a lot. So this is going to be a whippersnapper. The rest of the stuff is for me. This is for a customer. So I'm just going to lay it on. And this is why I buy templates, people. Done. I love templates. They are so much quicker. So because I don't live near a Spotlight, to make this custom order, I had to buy this whole meter. I mean, I will still use it. I have used it in the past and it sold relatively quickly. So that's, oops, I missed. So that's the flap done. And sometimes I do actually skip this bit. You don't have to have the zipper accent piece around it. If she wanted it in a different color, I would consider doing it. But I don't always put it on. So I sell the template. So on my website, I have tried to make it as easy for you as possible. So there's one tab for patterns. There's one tab for acrylic templates. If you go in there, that's got everything I currently offer. Most of my patterns come with templates. If there's a template that you want of my patterns that I have not yet done, I will happily get them done. So this is a comic book card. This is actually how I store my fabric in my cupboard so that they can all stand up lovely. And you will find that I tend to put it away as I go. And then, because it's this has got skulls on it, it will go in the skull section. So each one of these cupboards is actually subdivided into like categories, because I'm not even being OCD. I've just discovered it makes my life easier when I do that. That's all. All right. This is pretty cool fabric. She wanted something witchy, and this is what I found for her, and she loves it. So I've scented the cat. And then this one I just took from wherever because it's got a little bit of everything. We're going to do black waterproof lining, if I've got it. I think I've got it. And we're doing the faux leather base because that's what she asked for. Hi, Nathan. Welcome. Okay. So I'm going to line it up, and then I'm actually going to buy a smaller rotary cutter than this. I want to get a 28 mil. This one, no, I want to get an 18 mil. This one's 28. The normal average size is 45, and you can get a 60. I like using the small one. It's easier to do the curves. I've also put on my rubber stoppers so that it won't slip around as much. And so then I can, instead of having to like trace it and cut it, I can just cut it. I'm like skipping a whole step. This is so much quicker. So for things that you like make a lot, I highly recommend acrylic templates. Even if it's not my patterns, I don't care whose patterns it is. Acrylic templates are the bomb. When my brother gets back from WA, I'm going to go pick up my mat that actually twists, because that will make it even easier. That's how quick that was. Perfect curves every time. How did you just put something on Facebook? I didn't put anything on Facebook. I put the link to this when I first started. I'm not currently on Facebook. I'm on here. So unless somebody else is putting stuff up on my behalf, but nobody's got my password, so I don't know how that's a thing. Right, so I'm going to move as far down as I can so I waste as little as possible. And then we're going to do a second one. I'm not afraid of the big rotary. I just think it's pointless unless you cut a lot of straight edges. So curves, the smaller the better. I've got a 45 because that's like your basic one. So that's good for like straights. 60 I don't have a use for, a 60 mil. I think that's way too large, especially for me personally. So I'm going to get a smaller one. You can't get them at Spotlight, so I'm thinking I'm going to get a few from my supplier and put them on the website. But the smaller ones will do curves even better than that one. And that's the second one done. It's very, very quick. And I like it. So that bit is too small to do anything with, so that one can go. But I'm going to leave as much of the rest of it as I can. Clear cutting boards will also work for you. I also used to make my templates out of MDF. The problem is that this will cut into the MDF very, very easily, which is why I've stopped doing it. But if you can't afford acrylic templates and you or your partner are handy with a jigsaw, it is a good alternative. You can get acrylic from Bunnings, but A, it's expensive. You're better off to just buy templates. And B, when you're cutting it, it can bow. So that's why I never did it myself. I get mine laser cutted, or laser cutted, that's terrible English. I get mine laser cut and marked and everything. So yeah. There you go. If you're cutting a lot of layers, 60 is good. 45, I can't do what I just did around these curves with my 45. So this is a 28, and I am going to get an 18 because I think it's going to be even easier. We're going to find out. So I also need to come back over here and get my straight thing. So I'm gonna not waste this, but I'm gonna have to cut this bit off, which is not super ideal, but I will get a Wench Wallet or accents for a strumpet or something out of it. So this piece here will be large enough, I'm not gonna throw it out, but I have to cut it off because, hold on, I'm just shoving stuff out of my way. I have to cut it off because I need 28 inches. And this is only 24. So that I won't throw out. That's too big a piece. What I will do is roll it up nice and small and add it to a tub I've started of smaller bits of vinyl. These are good for accents. I could use this for the flap of a whippersnapper or the vinyl accent around the zipper. I actually wouldn't get a wench out of this. It's not wide enough. But you don't have to throw it away. You could do so many cool things with that. The gift card holder from Moments by Liz. That would work too. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Alright, so 24 is to there. And then I need to go up 12 and get all the way to 36. Might actually drag that down so I'm still on my mat. I just have a nice big ruler. I love this ruler. It is the bomb. Build me a cutting table. This table that I'm currently using, this is my cutting table. This is one piece of tongue and groove flooring that I got them to cut in half. It's approximately half, but the dodgy end's over there where nobody sees it. And then it is sitting on 2 9x9 cube cabinets. So mine cost me about $100 to build, which in the scheme of everything is actually a really cheap table for the size that I have. You could make it smaller. You could use melamine top instead. But I needed the width for the waterproof canvas because cutting it on the floor was hell. I'd have to like vacuum, mop, wait till it dries, then roll it out and measure with a ruler. And it was horrible. It took me hours. It used to take me a whole day to cut all the waterproof canvas for the website. Now I can do it in a couple of hours because I've actually got a groove at the meter mark and I've got my ruler stuck to the table just off camera. So it makes it much, much easier. But 2 of the 9x9 cubes underneath because they are the perfect height that you need. And then just any kind of top. You could use like a door if you've got a flat door. The Pickle Rick. I love the Pickle Rick bag. I thought he was so cool. I've actually got a Pickle Rick strumpet wallet I also have to do. It's on my list of things to do. I'm getting there. So that's 24. And then I need plus 4 inches. Sometimes I wish my ruler was that extra 4 inches longer, but then it would annoy me doing everything else. Cool, so that is that bit. I can put this away. Somewhere with a big rulers, use the clips to clip the material to the ruler. You could use clips. I personally am currently in love with the little rubber stickers. I'm going to get them in because I'll be able to sell them cheaper than Spotlight's got going on. I bought 1 packet from Spotlight because I was desperate for them because I have to cut out 20 of these for all the show. But I am going to, when I do my next order for all my interfacing, I'm going to get the stickers in. And if you guys don't use them, it's fine. I will because I've got a copy of pretty much all my patterns. Right. That's not enough, but I am going to start with that bit. There you go, 6x2 cupboards with a board on top. That's a really good idea. I've got mine on a cupboard I found on the side of the road because I'm classy like that. All right. So I need one of these. I need one of these. And I've decided that I now only cut 1 on the fold of this because I've decided it's quicker to sew and quicker to cut. Down, up, across. We've cut quite a lot today. I'm on fire. I can also see that my phone keeps going off, so I'm assuming you guys are buying patterns or something. I can't actually see, it's too far away to tell me what it is, but I can see that you guys are buying something. Might not be you specifically, it might just be the general population, I can't tell. Alright, so that's those 2 done. That's now rubbish. Oh, there's another shot. But to use my biggest hoop and the table to my machine, I have to put it on the kitchen table. I've actually just got mine away from the wall, and that solves pretty much all my problems. Right, so I'm going to cut this on the fold like this. Because it's one less thing I have to sew. I know that seems lazy. I'm okay with it. You want to do the fold on the shorter edge. And so now I can just do the same thing as a Tory pocket. So fold it over, put the box there, and off I go. It's easy to cut. There you go. I'm hacking my own pattern again. Well, there you go. You got Siren and Whippersnapper. You're going to love them. I love Whippersnapper. I basically do not go to my horses without it. I try and fold this up as close to a square as I can to put it back in the cupboard. It obviously doesn't work perfectly every time, but that's okay. Voila! Ugh. So that's currently my personal stash of waterproof canvas. I'm going to have to get some more soon. When the next shipment comes in, I'll be taking a little bit of it because that's not enough and there's a lot of green. Hi Kristen, hi Laurie. I am about to finish, so you are a bit late. But we just did a lot of cutting today. I was going to cut a jumpsuit, but it didn't quite work out the way I wanted because the fabric isn't enough. Maybe I'll make them happy pants. Ooh, that'd be good. I love happy pants. Happy pants for me are basically wide leg pajama pants that I wear around the house. You make them flowy out of like flowy fabrics and I call them happy pants. Because I don't know what else I would do out of that now. Alright. Hello Shamira. So I'm actually going to finish up now because I've just cut what? 1, 2, 3, 4 things on camera, and I cut out a hoodie right before I started recording because I had some time. So otherwise that was going to be recorded as well. I can't do the jumpsuit, so I'm going to dump the jumpsuit out of here and put that in instead. And I have to do some, I have to interface these pieces yet anyway, so I will do that when I hop off here. What I have as waterproof canvas seems thicker than what you use. So, Ottertex in the US, I believe, is 600 denier, or D. That's what the D stands for, denier. It's like how they measure thickness of fabrics. I use 300 and 210. So my grass green is 210. It's actually quite light. I kind of like the thin stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I do actually like it. It makes the bag lighter. It's easier to maneuver. It's light, but you can still iron it. So if you've got foam, if you've got double-sided iron-on foam, which is the stuff I sell, inside your bag, you can iron the waterproof canvas to it so it will sit smooth and flat inside your bag, but it's lightweight, so it's not adding a lot of weight to whatever you're making. I personally quite like my stuff, and apparently you guys do too because I keep selling out of everything. But yeah, so different people like different thicknesses. I know some people that bought the pink once and have decided it's too thin and don't want any more, and that's totally fine. I've started you on a thicker one. But unfortunately, the thicker stuff that I have, which is like medium to everywhere, you can't get it in all the colors. I have tried. I have begged them to bring back that light pink that I had, the lilac-y one. They won't. They also had a tan that they got rid of, which also annoyed me. So I did try, but I can only get what I can get. So I can get more colors, but it is going to be a little bit thinner again. But if you guys don't use it, I will, because I like it. You don't have to interface waterproof canvas. I don't interface it, but if I'm making like a handbag, so if I make Vixen bag, like my bag, I will, at the end, once I finish making the bag, I will go in with my mini craft iron and iron the waterproof lining to the back of the foam so that the lining won't sag or move around in the bag. It just makes it firmly stuck inside, and so ultimately then it won't matter how thick it is. It's still waterproof. It's actually quicker to use waterproof canvas because you don't have to interface it. And it's easy to clean as well, which is why I use them inside whippersnappers, because you can just wipe it clean. So I hope that answered your questions. I could stay and keep sewing for it. I'm gonna get from here, I'm gonna turn this off and go to my sewing machine and sew for pretty much the rest of the day. I could quite happily stay and chat to you guys, but nobody wants an 8-hour video of me chatting. And everybody will think that they've come late when it would just be a day of me. So, with that said, I'm going to go and I'm going to make this first, and then I'm going to make, I don't know what I'm going to make. I have no real plans. I don't plan my days. Plans just means that you feel unaccomplished if you don't get everything done. So I'm a bit more freeform about all that. you guys, were entertained, if nothing else, or maybe learnt something, or maybe I've inspired you to try a clothing or a whippersnapper. But yeah, I will record, hopefully. I can't promise I'll do a video tomorrow because tomorrow I've got to go shopping for all the stuff for the party because I want to do it without Jesse with me because it'll be quicker. And he doesn't go to Kinder on a Friday. And Friday is going to be my day of baking and cooking and stuff. So, you guys have a lovely day. And I will see you all at the next live, which hopefully will be next Wednesday, which will be Siren. Alright guys, I am off. I'll see you all next time.